Okay. I'm Mike Simko. I'm the operating partner here at Coltsneck Stillhouse, proud home of MuckleyEye Spirits. I create the menus, develop recipes for the cocktail parlor and the tasting room. All the events, anything that's going on here pretty much operationally outside of the distillery, I head along with my bar team. Honestly, in the beginning, seemed joining a new distillery that was small batch, small craft distillery out of Coltsneck, from me being in the business for 20 years, seemed like a risk. But after talking to Jeff before we jumped on board together, the area, how much enthusiasm everyone has, and the pride that they have in the culture of Coltsneck, and for the the resources that we have here from delicious orchards next door that I could use for recipes, ingredients. I have them, their produce manager, Pat. I just tell him some kind of weird idea recipe and what I need, and he typically has it the next day. And it's stuff they don't even carry. So I like that. I love working here. I love doing what I do. I like being creative, making different weird things. I mean, everything that we do here, we have to make in-house. So I took that level of program to an extreme where we're making our own bitters, syrups, shrubs, cordials, sodas. We buy our cream soda and our club soda, but everything else we're doing here, we're making in-house. So we took a program, we're making our own cordials, some orange carousel, to raspberry cordials, chocolate liqueur, Amaros, stuff like that. We do it ourselves. So I like that aspect of getting the whole team involved and making all these things as well, so that we all have a sense of pride while we're serving. Also, the full knowledge of every single thing that's in that, every ingredient, every single thing that's in that recipe, they know, and you can facilitate the guests. We're like, well, why does this taste like this? Well, it's because it's made with licorice root and fennel and anise star, or something like that. We took a variation like a melon ball. So that was like, when there was all these terrible sugary drinks in the late 70s, 80s, 90s, every pub had it, a melon ball, fuzzy navel, LIT. We took a melon ball and made it into a really nice complex cocktail. But the idea came from watching Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield, and his character's name was Thornton Melon. So we named the drink Thornton Melon and made a melon ball. And then from there, making little modifiers to it and like little garnishes. We ended up dehydrating, then smoking prosciutto and crumbling it on top of the drink, because then I was just thinking in Fat Man terms of prosciutto wrapped melon balls that I love to eat at like parties. So it went from movie cocktail idea to what I like to eat, to put a bunch of booze in it and make it taste great. And that was it. Do I think I'm a mixologist? No. There's bartenders that are far better, that do way more crazy and fun stuff with every kind of liqueur, cordial, sherry, port, everything under the sun to work with. I use what I have at my disposal, what I could create myself. So mixologist, no. Modifier chef back here, and I don't like using the term chef either, but making creative things and things that I'm passionate about, with the ingredients and using different things or steps and ways to do them and techniques. Yeah, I like doing that. I sit in the prep room while they bartend, on slower nights, and make recipes, test stuff out, play Action Bronson, and just jam out. If you ever look through our back storage room window while we're here operating and I'm back here, you probably see me throwing some stuff up and like dancing around and stuff, because I'm either, I cut the block ice in the back. I make, cook everything with juice in the back. I just like what I do. I like making recipes. You get inspired by a lot more chefs than not. And then, bartenders and bar operators that I've taken into a different extreme, like Dave Arnold and Liquid Intelligence and other books that you could reference that, throughout the years that I've realized it's more about reading and learning from other people and what they've done, and then maybe taking and creating your own techniques. A lot of R&D goes into this craft. So we just came out with, actually this, the other day. It took us 17 tries. We got it now because it's good. So right now, along with the cocktail program, parlor and tasting room, I also run the operations for the entire establishment. right now we're trying to book food trucks for Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays coming in the spring. When we first started out, not a lot of people didn't know who we were, so it was tough to get people to be like, yeah, sit out here for 8 hours and sell some food. But now that they've seen like, the volume of business that we do, and everything that's going on, and seeing the potential of how busy we are going to get. And right now we're pretty much at capacity every weekend. We're getting more food trucks, different types of cuisine, and more days. We have food trucks on our website that are going, you see Fridays, Saturdays for the next couple months. We have a couple Sundays in there. We will be adding more Sundays as we get more vendors that we feel that will fit our model and the quality of food that we expect to go along with our quality of drinks. Friday we have Cheesin' from New Brunswick. I know that I'm from New Brunswick, so I know them. They're cool. Gourmet grilled cheese. Saturday from 2 to 10, so some daytime stuff. We have the Cousins Made Lobster guys, which everybody loves. And then next Friday we have, from 5 to 10, we have the Australian Flying Pie guy who makes these mincemeat pies. They're so slamming. Like and his options are by the pie, like steak and stout, mashed potatoes on top, smashed peas on top, and then gravy. So obviously that's what I did. It's like steak and stout, traditional is like, ground beef, mincemeat, bacon, cheddar, all this jam in there. And chicken leek, they got a veggie one. I don't care about that. It's actually spinach and feta, so I actually tried it. It was pretty good. It's very good. And Cousins Made Lobster is the top of the food chain of food trucks. Like their stuff is just unparalleled with their quality. Events, we have private events. We do private events, parties, where you can rent out the distillery, and that's just, a flat fee, and what we do here. And then we just develop customized menus for you, pretty much anything that you would want, aside from the food part, because we can't do that. It's illegal. But we have Delicious Orchards actually doing that for us. They have an on-premise catering program that they started for us, and us working with them with getting ingredients and the produce, speaking with their kitchen and their catering staff. They developed a program for us where we'd pretty much just set up a customer with the GO staff, and they start customizing and making menus and doing their thing, and then they show up and we just make drinks and they do food. For upcoming events and stuff, sign up on our newsletter on our website. Our IT guy, Jake, he is looking into blasting every email out soon enough when we have a couple more specialized events. For Kentucky Derby, we're gonna actually show the races and have like a special menu for it. We'll also have some different food pairings, with the truck outside. We are starting a bourbon club sometime in the near future, and that's also why people signing up to this, to our website and putting their name and info in, is we're gonna do a limited number of guests. So the first 50 that sign up are gonna be the only 50 members until we do another one. And the course of the bourbon tasting will go the course of like 9 months or so, where we have 1 or 2 events every month. We come in, you chill out with the distillers, talk to the head distiller Joseph Nairn, founder Jeff Karsh. I'll make some cocktails with them, but you're tasting straight bourbons, everything out of the casks, out of the barrels and everything. When people come in here, do they see me and I'm excited? Yeah, maybe. Typically I have a bunch of stuff I gotta make or do something. If I'm working the door, like Friday nights I typically work the door, I'm happy as can be. I'm just greeting people, giving you the tour, and shoving you off to the bar where they have to make all the drinks. Other days, yeah, I'm always here, I'm always happy. I'm happy with what I do. I love what I do. I love this place, love this township. Everything that I've shown has just been a lot of love. For what we do here, why should you come here? You're gonna have an experience like you wouldn't have anywhere else. Where you come to a place, we're a manufacturing facility, first and foremost. We have a tasting room and a cocktail parlor. You're coming to a place where we make our own spirits. We also take local ingredients from next door to make our modifiers, our juices, our syrups, our soda shrubs, everything else, bitters, cordials, our tinctures, every single thing here. Everything is made here. Everything is bought next door. Things that we can't buy there, wormwood, orris root, stuff like that, we have to order out. But coming here, you get a full experience, get the full knowledge of our staff. And it's something that, unique cocktails that you're not gonna try anywhere else. And if you ever want to make it at home, I'll give you the recipe. It's a pain in the ass to make, but we'll tell you how to make every single step of that. It's a unique and different experience. Coming to the distillery, having a cocktail, having a food truck outside, getting a little bite to eat, coming in, taking a tour through the distillery, learning about the products that we make in-house, and everything that we do behind the bar. This constant support of my wife, Meredith, for everything, let me try all these risky, what seems to be risky at first, starting a new business from the ground up, to the full support of everything we've done, and the long hours and time that I'm away from home or I can't be there, or along with my friends, everybody in New Brunswick, New Jersey, and my staff here. Dana Wyckoff, the bar manager, sales associate, she has proven herself to be, she's the number 2. She is the lieutenant of this place. She runs it in a tight ship. Johnny Frana, Jason Hilbig, and Joe, our bar back. We call him Stavros. I don't think I've ever called him Joe, actually. And our distiller, Joseph Nairn and Jeff Karsh, along with our door guy, Beef Keefe. That's about it. We got a small staff here. Everyone works real tight. And, we all keep each other in check. And we all have the same goal. It's quality, consistency, and the aesthetic of the place. We never falter. We never compromise what we do, from the spirits to the cocktails to your experience.